Welcome to TradersArmy.com, defending your right to build wealth and preserve capital for generations to come.
Yeah, Monday. It is Monday. We are into the throngs of November. We've had a really nice, I guess it would be fallback weekend as we have changed the clocks here in the United States. All things are going great, and I hope everybody had an absolutely amazing weekend. Welcome to the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson, as we're going to kick this thing off like we do each and every day. Let's go ahead and dive right in. S&P. So in the S&P today, we're up about 3.5 points. I will tell you, I genuinely expected prices to fall in the overnight hours. I really didn't anticipate a rally up in price. I saw how we opened yesterday, and we opened down. At one point, we were down about 9 points in the S&P, and we have started to rally up. I actually anticipated that when the markets, when the European markets opened, that we would get a bit of a sell-off, and we didn't get that. We didn't get that in the overnight sessions. So what am I looking for today? Well, what I'm looking for today is essentially where is there going to be any sort of movement, any sort of reversal. And here's what I'm going to come to. I don't think there's going to be all that much. And the reason I don't think there's going to be all that much between today and tomorrow is because of midterm elections here in the U.S. I think that we may chop around a little bit, and there may be some intraday opportunities on, say, a 15-minute time period if you wanted to look at some of these areas up in here. But in reality, with the midterm elections coming up, I don't think that we're going to get a whole lot of movement. So I don't have a ton to cover today because I just don't see a lot of movement coming. I really anticipated a breakdown in the overnight sessions, but now we're going to start to look for where could potential reversals be as the midterm elections kind of come to a close, in the Globex session after Tuesday evening. So here in the NASDAQ, we also have a very similar price pattern, a very slow climb. Theoretically, there's going to be some opportunities up in this region as we take a look. My fear with this area up here is that it's already kind of been tested. But I am going to put my lines up on this one because I think that this can still work again. Let me zoom in on that. I hit the wrong button there. I feel like this one still has the potential to work again, but I'm going to put a confirmation style entry on it if we get up there today. Now, is there a trade to be made on the way up there? Sure there is. If you're willing to take the breakout above this area here, you can take it to the long side, right? You can take a breakout above this area here. My only fear with a breakout above this area is this wick over wick level here and this wick over wick level here. So we have limited on our room to roam, right? On a breakout, I need room to roam. I don't have an amazing room to roam, but a little bit there. So keep that as a potential trade for today. Looking at crude oil. So in crude oil, we've got a couple of different areas, one down below us for demand and one up above us for a supply area. So we would be looking in those for potential reversals. This is the area that we found many months ago off of a 4-hour time period. Now, remember, the big picture is heading down, so that trade right there would be a little bit more risk. So understand the risk that you take if you decide to go long on that position. In gold, nothing has been added to gold. This is the same level that we had last week, so we're going to leave that kind of as is. Nothing really to change. We are seeing a bit of lower highs and basically the same lows. So you could get a little breakdown day trade into that area if you're so inclined for the little breakdown day trade. All right, moving over to bonds and currency markets. In our bond markets, we are, we're sitting at an area that I thought we might get a little breakout overnight, and we got a little bit of a breakout, but then now it's just kind of chopping along. I thought in the overnight sessions that we may get a bit of a breakout above that region if somebody wanted to kind of look at, I thought we were actually going to get a reversal to the other side, a reversal to the other side. But the only way to get in on that reversal, that was a candle-to-candle style. This would have been the stop. The only way to get in on that candle was lower than that prior candle's low, right? And we didn't get really lower than that prior candle's low. And once again, same thing, we're just moving sideways. There's just not a whole lot going on. So sideways markets, in the Aussie, we've got another sideways price action occurring. In the euro, breaking down a little bit more. So the euro, you could get a decent opportunity in. There's a potential reversal up above us. And then the Canadian. So what are we seeing? We're seeing very much the same price patterns. Lots of sideways price actions. Even if I move over to the pound and the yen, you'll see sideways price actions here in the pound as well as in the Japanese yen. So why are we getting all of this sideways price actions? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the midterm elections and what are the U.S. equity markets going to do on those midterm elections, and not just the U.S. equity markets, but the U.S. dollar, right? Well, the U.S. dollar is really going to gauge what happens in all of our currency futures as well as our commodity futures because they're all priced in dollars. And so what we're seeing now is a whole lot of sit and wait. So what I would say about today is, number one, don't force a trade. When you force the trade is when you make the biggest mistakes. Number two, if you have a great setup on an individual security, you're probably going to have a better chance than the major markets because the individual securities may still run. The strong ones will be strong, the weak ones will be weak, and so you may get better opportunities on individual securities. You know, in the live trading room last night, we looked at about 12 different stocks that we're gonna monitor throughout the week. But some of those stocks that, as we monitor them, remember, the weak will stay weak, the strong will stay strong. When a sideways market, they can still provide a decent opportunity. And then also in a sideways price market, options become a real good, valuable, knowledge tool. So those of you that sell options, can generate a little bit from here. Now, I would say this. If you're gonna be trading in that scenario, be very, very aware of the potential for very large movements on those election announcements. So I'm going to turn this thing off for the day. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, I'll talk to you soon. Later.